toe. For today's video discussion, I'll be talking about why internet memes must die. For the record, this happens to be the second take, as there was a bit of a screw up. But not as big as the screw up that is internet memes. That's why this video will be titled Why Internet Memes Must Die. Or, if my Samsung phone is too stupid, let me type what I want, I guess the alternate title would be Why Samsung Should Die. Because if you can't punish internet memes, you can at least punish Samsung in compensation. And the amount of times I've tried spelling a word on my Samsung phone, and it's come out completely differently compared to what I have intended, Samsung also deserves to die. That has been confirmed. Why internet memes must die? Considering I am very limited, as YouTube does not allow anybody of such a low amount of subscribers to post anything more than 15 minutes, I will restrict this to about 10 minutes duration. Why internet memes must die. What do I mean by internet memes? For the past several decades, or for the past several decades, for far too many decades, or at least far too many years, there have been too many internet memes. Everything from SpongeBob SquarePants music being played over a tragedy, or Seinfeld, or SpongeBob, or any intro theme played over a bad thing happening or tragedy, or different forms of mockery, or references to films. For the record, I was going to try and watch all of the latest Marvel films, but Marvel's Infinity War, or Avengers Infinity War, has been completely ruined, as mindless internet scumbags have made a meme about what happens in the Infinity War, and I am smart, so I am not going to point out any ending of any Marvel film. I am smart. I am not going to spoil any film that is new. And Marvel's Infinity War is new. I stopped watching Marvel after about Thor 2. There's too many of them, I've been so busy. I'm smart, so I'm busy. I will, however, watch them by December, during the time I'm watching the latest film of Dragon Ball Super, which looks quite terrible. No way is Broly more powerful than Super Saiyan God. I call bullshit on the writing. Current duration 3 minutes. Why are internet memes such a bad thing? It's led to internet trolls. I've said internet trolls don't exist, but when it comes to internet memes, those are the real trolls. Either pacifist scumbags who allow something stupid, positive, memeing, and all-round silly to exist, even though they're not justified, or worse, people who are legitimate, negative Nancy scumbags, who are just down, dirty, disgusting, and have no morality in any way, shape or form. Those are the only two types of trolls. Pacifist scumbags who allow bad things to happen, or the dirty things that are the bad thing. Or pacifistic trolls who are pacifistic and they are the bad thing themselves. Those are the only real trolls. However, I could probably point out more, such as Trump supporters, who are just pieces of scum. If you voted Donald Trump, you're scum. Grow up. Internet memes is an entire culture of people being pacifistic, popcorn munching, positive, referring something quote-unquote funny, or just for a laugh instead of anything justified, even to the point of going against all forms of SJWism. The SJWs are always justified. I've even made this the title in my channel banner, or the channel description. The SJWs are always justified, or atheist scum. It changes as to make things more interesting, but they are both truth, as SJWs are justified. SJWs are sensitive, take things seriously, and sensitive and take things seriously. Meanwhile, internet memes such as triggered, salty, butthurt, take this L, be gone tot, lol, grabs popcorn, internet trolls, internet memes are fucking retarded. Pepsi Max. I've been up all night. Speaking of up all night, I just finished watching Han Solo: A Star Wars Story. So fuck you, MatPat, for making videos about a film I haven't watched yet, all the way till now. Speaking of which, back to Marvel. Like most people, I haven't seen every Marvel film. There's 20 of them, at the least. I'm an adult, I'm 24. I'm too old to be going to the cinema and wasting all my money, and thus I have to wait until DVD, which would be months later, or I just can't watch the film unless I don't have it on DVD. Period. Welcome to Britain. Now, why internet memes? I have to point out things a bit more specifically. Oh wait, just have. Internet memes are insensitive, carefree, positive or dirty, either way or both combined. Then inside reference, and you're mocked with that stupid whoosh meme for being smart enough to not get a reference. If you have to explain a joke, it's not a very good joke. If nobody gets the reference, it's not a very good reference. And they mock everything. If it mocks, it's not good. Now, why mockery is not criticism? With complaint or criticism, you are violent or emotional, or you're taking things seriously, which are all one thing. You're taking things seriously unless you have complaint or criticism as an attack against a thing. But internet memes are mockery, and are often used against SJWs or social justice warriors, or the Black Lives Matter movement, or any form of libertarianism, mocking everybody, despite the SJWs, the Black Lives Matter movement, and libertarianism being justified, because it's sensitive, it sees the truth, and goes against the conformity. Article 13. It's come to my attention through many people talking about Article 13 and an advertisement called #SaveTheInternet, that an article is coming up called Article 13, which upon being approved, will stop all internet memes from occurring, or at least all internet memes that are a reference to material made by companies such as anything copyrighted. This, however, might not get rid of internet memes which are original, such as salty, triggered, butthurt, grabs popcorn, take this L, be gone tot, etc. Internet memes that are the most fucking retarded. Salty, triggered, butthurt. 3 words that describe perfectly justified indignation. Literally nobody who has ever used these words in mockery has any understanding of the word indignation. What does that say about the culture of retards who are against indignation? If they haven't even heard of such a word, and they have such a low level of education, then clearly they are not to be trusted, because they are such a literal waste of material. Need a minute. Then there's the internet memes which are mocking events, or just event-based things in general, putting the intros or musics from SpongeBob SquarePants, Seinfeld, and Curb Your Enthusiasm over a tragedy, which is just fucking stupid. Grabs popcorn, that's another mockery term, as it is against a person's rightful indignation. I don't know if it occurred to you, but when you're young, or when you're old, and a bad thing happens, you're attacking the bad thing, or you are smart enough to attack the bad thing, because that's taking things seriously. You are getting rid of a problem, the problem being the bad thing. But mocking perfectly justified complaint and criticism, actually mocking the SJWs, for an orange scumbag being in office, mocking Black Lives Matter movement for being good and liberal and justified and new, mocking millennials just because they're different. You're just an old-fashioned conservative atheist scumbag. I'm looking at you, Seth MacFarlane. Your betrayal of millennials is unrealistic. Mockery is never justified. Not in comedy, not in comedians in general, and not on the internet. Grow up. Internet memes are not justified, and mockery is not justified. Grow up. Then there are different internet memes which are references to films. Spoiler alert. 11 minutes, I'll put that in the comments. Spoiler alert. The film Marvel's Infinity War is memed, or rather its ending is memed, due to characters being killed off, or being completely incinerated, or deatomized by Thanos doing something. I'm an adult, so I'm far too busy to be watching Marvel. I'm super limited. 24 is being an adult, so I'm super limited. I'll buy that in 24 instead of 23, so it has been my birthday. Spoiler warning off. So, continuation. Having memes that reference to films which nobody's ever seen yet is just stupid. I mean, ruining Harry Potter for everybody, for somebody who has never watched Harry Potter yet, obviously that's stupid, that's fucking stupid. That's Bart Simpson from The Simpsons level of stupid. That is worthy of having his throat slashed open level of stupid. If somebody's stupid enough to ruin a film for somebody by telling what happens in the end, that person deserves to have his throat slashed open. Man or woman, whoever is ruining the film without justification, if it's ruining by complaint or criticism, that's justified. If it's ruining the film's end by giving it its ending information, that's basically trolling. Trolls should have their throats slashed open. Fact, you fucking retards. I had to point this out because it looks like nobody on the internet's smart enough to actually grow up and get rid of internet trolls. Probably because the term troll is overused, as it's against perfectly justified complaint, when it should be used only as a means against these pathetic pieces of shit. Human terminology in general is flawed. The mature-immature system is flawed. The realistic-unrealistic system is flawed. Human terminology in general is flawed. But these are the real trolls, the people who ruin everything without justification or complaint or criticism, and the pacifists who let these people exist in the first place. Brats, pacifists, popcorn munchers, conservatives, atheists, pacifists, people who allocate the suspension of disbelief, they're all just scum. Why Article 13 is a good thing? It's against internet memes. Or rather, it's against internet memes that are based off something that has been copyrighted. I'm going to have to cut this video short. Be in tune for part 2.